Did you know the Peterbilt 359 could haul 80,000 pounds with a Cummins Big Cam under the hood, and drivers could rebuild the entire engine with a wrench set in a truck stop parking lot? That's the machine every trucker wishes they could climb into one more time. We're counting down 50 legendary trucks from the 1970s that defined an era of pure mechanical brutality. No computers, no emission systems, just raw diesel power, iron frames, and engines that ran forever. These machines represented freedom before regulations killed everything truckers loved about the road. If you ever drove one, you're about to time travel. If you didn't, this is the era modern trucks can't touch. Stick around because the top 10 will blow your mind. These weren't just trucks. They were rolling thunder that modern rules and electronics made basically impossible to build again. Let's start with the machines that kept America moving when reliability meant everything. Number 50. The 1970 International Lodestar with the IH 345 V8 pushing 155 horsepower. Nothing fancy. Just a medium-duty hauler that showed up every day. When something broke, you fixed it with basic tools. No diagnostic computers, no sensor failures. Number 49. The 1971 Ford F-Series Heavy Duty with the 477 cubic inch V8 delivering 212 horsepower. Ford called it the Big Job Series for good reason. Farmers and small haulers ran these trucks into the ground. The engine was bulletproof, change the oil, keep coolant in it, and it would outlast the frame. Number 48. The 1972 GMC Astro 95 with the Detroit diesel 8V71 delivering 318 horsepower and that distinctive two-stroke scream. The cab-over design meant a tight turning radius and maximum trailer length. The ride was harsh and the noise was constant, but the Astro 95 could run coast to coast without breaking a sweat. Number 47. The 1973 Mack R Series with the Maxidine 300. Mack's constant mesh transmission and torque-rich engine created a combination drivers still talk about. This wasn't about horsepower. It was about pulling power from idle to highway speed without constantly shifting. The Maxidine 300 delivered 1,200 pound-feet of torque at low RPM. Number 46, the 1974 Kenworth W900 with the Cummins NTC 350. This was the beginning of Kenworth's legendary W900 lineage. Drivers could specify the truck exactly how they wanted it. Custom paint, chrome packages, engine options. The NTC 350 delivered 350 horsepower and could be turned up with simple fuel pump adjustments. No computer reflashing, no emissions compliance. Modern drivers complain about DEF sensor failures and forced regens. These guys complained about finding parking spots because the truck just kept running. Number 45. The 1975 white Freightliner with the Caterpillar 1693 turbocharged inline 6 delivering 270 horsepower. Lightweight aluminum cab construction and cat power created an efficient highway hauler. Drivers appreciated the fuel economy compared to heavier competitors. Number 44. The 1976 Diamond Rio Raider with the NTC 290. Diamond Rio had a reputation for toughness. The Raider came with Cummins power and conventional cab design with excellent visibility. Truckers still argue about whether Diamond Rio would have survived if they'd marketed harder. The quality was there, the name recognition wasn't. One driver ran his Raider 900,000 miles before the cab rusted out. The engine? Still running strong when they scrapped it. Number 43. The 1977 Peterbilt 352 COE with the Caterpillar 3406. Peterbilt entered the cab-over market with serious intent. The 352 combined its build quality with Caterpillar's legendary 3406 engine. This inline-6 turbocharged diesel delivered 350 horsepower and became one of the most successful truck engines ever built. The 352 gave drivers a commanding view of the road from that high cab position. The 3406 was known for running 1 million miles with proper maintenance. Truckers could adjust valves, change injectors, and rebuild fuel pumps without special tools. This was the era when mechanics were mechanics, not computer technicians. Number 42. The 1978 International Transtar II with the Cummins 350 Big Cam. International's Transtar line competed directly with Kenworth and Peterbilt. The cab-over design maximized trailer length, and the Big Cam Cummins was the engine of choice for serious haulers. This combination delivered 350 HP with torque that could pull mountains. The Transtar II had a distinctive sloped hood and aggressive stance. The interior was functional, not fancy. International focused on durability and service network. When something broke, you could find an IH dealer almost anywhere. One driver ran his Transtar II for 1.2 million miles on the original block, just rebuilds and valve jobs. Try getting that out of a modern emissions-choked engine. A lot of fleets treat 500,000 miles as the first big money wall now. Number 41. The 1979 Mack Superliner with the E9500. Mack went big with the Superliner. The long conventional hood housed the massive V8 E9 engine, delivering 500 horsepower. This was Mack's answer to the horsepower wars, and it came with that unmistakable Mack sound and presence. The E9 was a 672 cubic inch V8 that produced power through sheer displacement. No fancy technology, just two banks of cylinders firing with authority. The Superliner's cab was spacious compared to earlier Macks, and the build quality was typical Mack, overbuilt and ready for decades of abuse. Number 40. The 1970 Kenworth K100 with the Cummins NTC 335. The K100 was Kenworth's cab-over entry, and it became legendary. The aerodynamic cab design was ahead of its time. The NTC 335 Big Cam Cummins delivered 335 horsepower with reliability that made it a favorite for long-haul operations. Drivers loved the K100's visibility and turning radius. The cab tilted forward for engine access, making maintenance straightforward. Sure, the ride was rough and the cab was loud, but you could diagnose problems by sound and feel. No scan tools required. This was when Kenworth built trucks that drivers wanted to own, not just operate. The K100 became an icon, and many are still running today, rebuilt and cherished by enthusiasts who remember when trucks had character. Number 39. The 1971 White Western Star with the Detroit Diesel 12V71. Western Star split from White and became its own brand, focusing on heavy haul and vocational applications. The 12V71 was a two-stroke Detroit diesel V12 delivering 450 horsepower with a sound that announced its presence miles away. This engine was overkill for most applications, but in logging, heavy haul, and extreme conditions, it was perfect. The 12V71 drank fuel like water, but it delivered power when you needed it. One logger in Oregon ran his Western Star through conditions that destroyed 3 other trucks in the same season. The 12V71 just kept screaming. Number 38. The 1972 Peterbilt 359 with extended hood and custom paint. This is where trucks became personal statements. The 359 could be ordered with a 127-inch BBC configuration, giving that stretched, powerful appearance. Drivers spec'd these trucks with every chrome option available: stacks, visors, bumpers, fuel tanks, everything polished to a mirror finish. Under that long hood, the Cummins 400 Big Cam delivered serious power. But the real story was how these trucks looked rolling into truck stops. Custom paint jobs cost thousands, pinstriping, murals. The 359 was a rolling billboard for driver pride. Number 37. The 1973 Kenworth W900A with the Cat 3408 V8 delivering 425 horsepower. The W900A became the ultimate custom platform. Long hood, vertical exhaust, chrome everywhere. Kenworth offered hundreds of options, and no two trucks looked exactly alike. This was the golden age of trucker individuality. Number 36, the 1974 Freightliner FLC 120 with custom sleeper. By the mid-70s, custom sleeper manufacturers were building small apartments behind the cab. The FLC 120 could be ordered with sleepers up to 63 inches long, refrigerators, microwaves, TV sets. Compare that to today's integrated sleepers. When the cab's totaled, the sleeper goes with it. Back then, you could unbolt your custom sleeper and move it to a new truck. One owner transferred his custom 72-inch sleeper through 3 different tractors over 20 years. Regulations and electronics made that kind of modularity basically impossible to recreate. Number 35, the 1975 Mack R model with the Maxidine 350 and show truck package. Extra chrome, custom paint, upgraded interior. The Maxidine 350 delivered 350 horsepower with that constant mesh transmission. These trucks dominated truck shows in the late 70s. Chrome stacks reached 8 feet high. Gold-plated bulldog hood ornaments. These were not just work trucks, they were art on wheels. Number 34, the 1976 International Transtar Eagle with custom interior. International's Eagle package added luxury to the Transtar platform. Upgraded seats, better sound insulation, air conditioning with mechanical controls you could fix with a screwdriver. Modern automatic climate systems have electronic blend doors and control modules that can cost thousands when they fail. Number 33, the 1977 Kenworth C500 with the Cummins KTA 600 delivering 600 horsepower with massive torque for pulling loaded lowboys through mud and over mountains. The C500 was built for logging, heavy construction, and oil field work. Everything was engineered for punishment. Loggers in the Pacific Northwest ran these loaded with timber on roads that would destroy normal equipment. Number 32, the 1978 Peterbilt 353 with the CAT 3408 and heavy haul configuration. Tri-drive axles, reinforced fifth wheel, frame rated for 150,000 pounds gross. The CAT 3408 V8 delivered 425 horsepower, but low-end torque was what mattered when pulling a house down the highway at 15 miles per hour. One operator moved a 200,000-pound transformer across 3 states with a 353. The frame flexed but never cracked. Modern heavy-haul rigs rely on computer-controlled suspension and load monitoring. The 353 did it with leaf springs and steel. Number 31, the 1979 Western Star 4964 with the Detroit Diesel 8V92TA delivering 450 horsepower. Western Star dominated logging with purpose-built trucks. The 4964 came with tandem rear axles, heavy-duty wetline systems for log loaders, and that screaming 2-stroke Detroit. These trucks worked in conditions that would terrify normal drivers. Number 30, the 1970 Mack DM800 with the Maxidine 285. Mack's dump truck platform ran by the hundreds in construction. The Maxidine 285 delivered low-end grunt perfect for hauling gravel and dirt. The torque curve meant you could start in 3rd gear with a full load and never downshift until you hit the dump site. Number 29, the 1971 International Paystar 5000 with the Cummins NTC 350. The Paystar targeted vocational applications with set forward front axles for better weight distribution. These trucks ran 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. The Cummins NTC delivered reliability with simple mechanical fuel injection. Number 28, the 1972 Autocar DC 9964 with the Detroit Diesel 12V71 V12 delivering 450 horsepower. Autocar built these one at a time to customer specifications for severe service applications. Steel haulers and heavy equipment transporters loved them. The frames were overbuilt. The components were heavy-duty. Number 27, the 1973 Oshkosh F-Series with the Cat 3406 and all-wheel drive for oil field and mining. The Cat delivered 350 horsepower, but the real capability was the drivetrain that could power through mud, sand, and snow that stopped conventional trucks. The F-Series proved you need traction and durability, not just horsepower. Number 10, the 1970 Peterbilt 359 with the Cummins 400 Big Cam and 13-speed transmission. This is the truck every old-school driver wishes they could buy new today. The 400 Big Cam delivered 400 horsepower, but drivers routinely turned them up to 500 plus with fuel pump adjustments you could do in a parking lot. No emissions equipment, no DEF, no DPF, just a mechanical fuel pump and an inline six that ran 1,000,000 miles. The 359's long hood became iconic. Chrome stacks, visor, breather lights. This truck was a rolling statement of independence. Clean examples sell for $150,000 or more today, triple what they cost new. EPA emission standards that started in 2007 made these engines impossible to manufacture. You can't build a mechanical Cummins anymore. Regulations and electronics made the old mechanical era basically impossible to recreate. Number 9, the 1971 Kenworth W900A with the Caterpillar 3408 V8. Cat's 3408 was a massive V8, around 1,100 cubic inches, that delivered 425 horsepower stock. But the beauty was how it responded to modifications. Bigger turbo, fuel pump turned up, straight pipes. Drivers were hitting 600 horsepower before Cat even offered that from the factory. The W900A became the ultimate owner-operator truck. You could spec it exactly how you wanted. Every option was available. No two looked alike. Today, a restored W900A with a 3,408 cells for $200,000 plus. Modern emissions regulations killed the 3,408 on highway applications. Cat stopped building truck engines entirely in 2010 because they refused to meet EPA mandates. These trucks represent the last era when manufacturers built what drivers wanted, not what regulators demanded. Number 8, the 1972 Mack R model with the Maxidine 300 and Maxi Torque transmission. This combination was pure Mack engineering genius. The Maxidine engine produced 300 horsepower but delivered 1,200 pound-feet of torque at 1,200 revolutions per minute. The transmission had only 5 gears because you didn't need more. Start in second, shift to third at 10 miles per hour, fourth at 20 miles per hour, fifth at 30 miles per hour, and you were done. No constant shifting, no hunting for gears, just smooth, relentless pulling power. The R model's bulldog stance and chrome grille made it instantly recognizable. These trucks are worth $80,000 to $120,000 in good condition today. Mack stopped building the Maxidine in the 1990s when emissions regulations required electronic controls. The constant mesh transmission died with it. Mack kept the bulldog, but the old built only our way era faded when Volvo took over in 2000. Number 7, the 1973 Western Star 4964 with the Detroit Diesel 1271TA. This V12 two-stroke Detroit was the most powerful engine you could order in a logging truck. The turbocharged version delivered 500 plus horsepower with a sound that announced your presence 5 miles away. Loggers in the Pacific Northwest ran these trucks loaded with 100,000 pounds of timber, upgrades that modern trucks can't handle. The 12V71 drank fuel at 3 to 4 miles per gallon, but it never quit. Drivers rebuilt them multiple times. The two-stroke design meant simpler mechanics, no valvetrain to adjust, just injectors and blowers. Clean 4964s with 12V71 engines sell for $175,000 plus today. EPA emission standards killed the two-stroke Detroit. The last ones were built in 1995. Modern four-stroke engines can't match the low-end torque or the rebuild simplicity. These trucks represent raw mechanical power that regulations declared obsolete. Number 6. The 1974 International TranStar 2 Eagle with the Cummins 400 Big Cam. The Eagle package was International's luxury offering, with a better interior, more chrome, and upgraded sound insulation. But under the cab-over design was pure muscle, the 400 Big Cam that could be turned up to 500-plus horsepower with basic modifications. The TranStar 2's cab-over design maximized trailer length within legal limits, allowing drivers to haul more payload because the truck itself was shorter. The Eagle package made long-haul bearable with real comfort. These trucks sell for $90,000 to $130,000 today in restored condition. The cab-over design died in North America when length laws changed in the 1980s, allowing longer conventional trucks. International stopped building the TranStar in 1981. The combination of mechanical simplicity and maximum efficiency is gone forever. Number 5. The 1975 Autocar DC9964 with the Cummins KTA 600. Autocar built trucks for one purpose: severe service. The DC9964 came with the KTA 600, delivering 600 horsepower with massive low-end torque for heavy haul applications. Steel haulers, heavy equipment transporters, oil field operators. These were the guys who needed trucks that could handle punishment that destroyed everything else. Autocar built these one at a time to customer specs. Every frame rail was reinforced. Every component was heavy-duty. The KTA 600 was a mechanical masterpiece. No electronics, just a fuel pump and an inline six that produced power through displacement and turbocharging. Restored autocars with KTA engines sell for $150,000 to $200,000 today. Autocar stopped building Class 8 trucks in 2001. The KTA 600 died with EPA regulations in 2007. Modern heavy-haul trucks have the power, but a lot of fleets treat 500,000 miles as the first big money wall now. These autocars were built to run millions. Number 4. The 1976 Peterbilt 3.53 with the Caterpillar 3408 in tri-drive configuration. This wasn't a highway truck. The 353 was built for heavy haul and oversized loads. Tri-drive axles, reinforced frame rated for 150,000 plus pounds. The Cat 3408 V8 delivered 425 horsepower, but the real capability was the low-end torque that could pull a house at 15 miles per hour without overheating. Heavy haul operators loved the 353 because it was simple and unstoppable. No computer-controlled suspension, no traction control, just a driver who understood load distribution and a truck that could handle it. Clean 3.53s in tri-drive configuration sell for $180,000 plus today. Cat stopped building the 3408 for on-highway use in the early 2000s. Modern heavy-haul trucks have air suspension and electronic controls that fail in extreme conditions. The 353 just had steel and determination. Number 3. The 1977 Kenworth W900A with the Cummins 444 Big Cam and a custom show truck package. This is the truck that defined trucker culture. Long hood, chrome everywhere. Custom paint with pinstriping done by hand. The 444 Big Cam delivered 444 horsepower with a reliability that made Cummins legendary. Drivers turned these engines up to 600 plus horsepower and ran them coast to coast without issues. The W900A became a rolling billboard for driver pride. No two were alike. Custom sleepers, stainless breather stacks, polished aluminum wheels. These trucks dominated truck shows in the late 70s and early 80s. Restored W900A show trucks sell for $250,000 to $350,000 today. The 444 Big Cam was killed by EPA regulations in 2007. Kenworth still builds the W900, but it's not the same. Modern emissions equipment, electronic controls, and corporate ownership by PACCAR killed the individuality. These trucks represented freedom that regulations destroyed. Number 2. The 1978 Mack Superliner with the E9 500 V8. Mack's answer to the horsepower wars was pure American muscle. The E9 was a 672 cubic inch V8 delivering 500 horsepower, big displacement, and brute force. Two banks of cylinders produced power through raw cubic inches and high compression. The Superliner's long hood and aggressive stance made it unmistakable. The E9 had a sound unlike anything else, a deep rumble that came from that massive V8 spinning at low revolutions per minute. These trucks dominated construction and heavy haul work. Restored Superliners with E9 engines sell for $200,000 to $300,000 today. Mack stopped building the E9 in the late 1980s. Modern emissions regulations killed the naturally aspirated big displacement engine. The E9 represented Mack's independence. They built their own engines, their own transmissions, their own way. Volvo bought Mack in 2000 and ended that legacy. Number 1. The 1979 Peterbilt 359 with the Caterpillar. 3,408 turned up to 600 plus horsepower. This is the ultimate legend. The 359 with a hot-rodded 3,408 was the king of the road. Drivers modified these engines with aftermarket turbos, custom fuel pumps, and tuning that pushed 600 to 700 horsepower. No computers, no limits, just mechanical fuel injection that responded to throttle input with pure, unregulated power. The 359's styling became iconic. The long hood, the classic grille, the chrome. This truck appeared in movies, TV shows, and truck stops across America. It represented freedom, independence, and power. Clean 359s with built 3,408s sell for $300,000 to $500,000 today. Some even higher for show-quality examples. Emissions regulations killed this truck. Rules that started in the 1990s and tightened through 2007 made the mechanical 3,408 impossible to manufacture. CAT stopped building truck engines entirely in 2010 rather than comply with EPA 2010 standards. Peterbilt still builds the 389, which is based on the 359, but it's not the same. Electronic engines, DEF systems, computers controlling everything. The 359 with a mechanical 3,408 represented pure driver control. You could fix it anywhere. You could modify it however you wanted. You could run it 1,000,000 miles and rebuild it in a parking lot. That era is gone forever. Modern rules and electronics made this kind of truck basically impossible to build again. But every old-school trucker knows the truth. These trucks were simpler, more reliable, and represented a freedom that modern drivers will never experience. These trucks weren't perfect. They were loud, rough, and unforgiving. The ride was harsh, the fuel economy was terrible. Comfort was an afterthought. But they were honest. When something broke, you could fix it. When you wanted more power, you could build it. When you wanted your truck to look different, you could make it happen. These machines represented freedom that regulations destroyed. Modern trucks have more horsepower on paper, better fuel economy, safer cabs. But they're appliances, not partners. When the computer fails, you're done. When the emission system clogs, you're towed. When the manufacturer decides your truck is obsolete, you can't fix it yourself. The 1970s were the last decade when trucks were built for drivers, not bureaucrats. Raw power, mechanical simplicity, driver pride. Everything modern trucks can't deliver because regulations won't allow it. That's why truckers still miss them, and that's why they'll never come back. If you want more legendary truck deep dives, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more stories about the machines that built America before computers took